You're standing in the grandstand at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The green flag just dropped on the Young Lions feature. Then, metal on metal. A pileup. One car gets buried in it, hit again and again. The place goes quiet. Not gasping. Silent. Because everyone just watched a child get pulled out of that car. Nobody is cheering. Nobody is talking. And somewhere in that silence, a mother is trying to process what she just saw happen to her son. This happened 4 days after the biggest win of his young career. And it happened exactly 2 months, to the day, after he lost the person who taught him how to drive. Before we get into what happened next, if this is your first time on NASCAR Voltage, we're closing in on 500 subscribers, and every single one of you watching right now is part of getting us there. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment. Your support directly shapes what stories we cover next, and it genuinely matters more than you'd think. Now, back to the story. The date was July 21st. The location, Charlotte Motor Speedway, North Carolina. The event, the Cookout Summer Shootout, Young Lions Division. That date was not random. It fell exactly 2 months since a death that shook the entire sport of NASCAR. The driver pulled from that wrecked car was Brexton Busch, the 11-year-old son of two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch won 63 Cup Series races and 234 National Series victories, more than any driver in NASCAR history. He died on May 21, 2026, at age 41, after a case of severe pneumonia progressed into sepsis. In the hours after Brexton's crash, before any official update was released, reactions online split into two very different directions, some calling it resilience, others calling it something the sport needed to reconsider. To understand why this crash hit as hard as it did, rewind 4 days. On Friday, July 17th, at Port City Raceway in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Brexton won his first A-main race since his father's death. He competed in his dad's number 18 car. It was his first win in the restricted micro sprint class since May 21st. After the win, Brexton posted his own message. He wrote, "My first win since my dad passed. I don't like to talk about it much, but the last 2 months have been really tough." He continued, describing what his father meant to him in racing terms. He wrote that he was missing his crew chief, his driver coach, and his dad, the person he looked up to more than anyone. He added that he believed his father would be proud of how he ran, calling it, "much better than him LOL," and closed with, "We love and miss you so much, Dad." That same night, Samantha Busch, Brexton's mother and Kyle's widow, posted her own message about the win. She wrote, "One racetrack to the next. It's where so many of our family's best memories were made and where we'll keep making new ones together." That win lasted exactly 4 days before the crash at Charlotte. Now to the crash itself. The event was the Cookout Summer Shootout, Young Lions feature, run on a quarter-mile track. Early in the race, contact up front started a chain reaction. Brexton's car had no room to react. It was hit. Then hit again. Video of the crash circulated before any official statement was made. It showed a small car being struck repeatedly, and a child being helped out of it. Brexton needed assistance getting out of the vehicle after the impact. For a period after the crash, no official word confirmed his condition. During that window, reactions online began forming into an argument. Some fans demanded information, while others said publicly that the family was pushing a grieving child too hard, too fast, too soon after his father's death. The next day, Samantha Busch posted an update on her Instagram stories. She wrote, "Brex ended up wrecking out after a hard hit last night, but thankfully he's all good today." Then came the line that shifted the entire tone of the story. She wrote, "He will be back on dirt tonight." She followed it with, "Tried to tell him to take the day off and rest," to which I got in face with rolling eyes. In under 24 hours, the story moved from a silent grandstand and a child being pulled from a wrecked car, to a mother describing an eye roll from her son when she suggested he rest. That shift is exactly where the disagreement about this story lives, and it's worth laying out both sides plainly, without picking one. Side 1 treats racing as how this family processes loss. Kyle Busch and Brexton spent years building their bond around the sport before his death. Samantha has stated publicly that she promised Kyle she would help their children pursue their dreams no matter what. She said, "I promised him that I would do everything I could to help our children pursue their dreams no matter what." For Brexton, that dream is racing. It wasn't a dream Kyle chose for him. It was something they shared. Under this view, continuing to race is not avoidance, it's the family carrying out something Kyle and Brexton built together. Side 2 raises a different concern. In the span of 1 week, an 11-year-old was pulled from a wrecked car twice, once during a tumble at the earlier Tulsa shootout, and again at Charlotte. Motorsports coverage has pointed out that Brexton raced 2 entirely different types of cars in the same stretch, an open-wheel, open-cockpit micro-sprint built for dirt, and a caged, sheet metal Legends car built for pavement. These 2 vehicle types carry different crash physics, different tire and traction behavior, and different risk profiles. Under this view, the question isn't whether Brexton wants to race, it's whether a child in the middle of acute grief should be repeatedly placed in high-risk machinery on a compressed schedule. Reporting on Brexton's earlier Tulsa shootout appearance also showed how much public attention was already on him before this crash. Coverage from that event highlighted how composed he was in interviews, drawing comparisons to drivers with far more media experience than an 11-year-old would typically have. Samantha Busch has spoken about her son's reaction to all of it in her own words. She said, "Brexton continues to amaze me with his determination, his resilience, the way he keeps showing up to do what he loves even while carrying so much at such a young age." She added, "Watching him celebrate, all I could think about was Kyle. There was nothing that made him happier than watching Brex race, spending the day tinkering on his car and then being the first one sprinting to victory lane with that huge grin on his face." There is more family context that adds weight to this story. Weeks before his death, Kyle Busch posted publicly about his son, calling him someone he was proud of. After Kyle's death, Samantha wrote on Instagram, "The prayers, messages, flowers, meals, hugs, and countless acts of kindness have carried us through the most heartbreaking days of our lives." That post included photos of the family, including Brexton and his younger sister, Lennox, age 4. Lennox is growing up inside the same public grief, at an age where she has no framework for what any of it means yet. Through all of it, the family has kept returning to the same racetracks, the same cars, and the same routine that Kyle and Brexton built together. The facts of this story do not resolve themselves. Brexton Busch is 11 years old. He lost his father on May 21, 2026. He won his first race without him on July 17. He was pulled from a wrecked car on July 21. His mother said he'd be racing again by that same night. Whether that sequence represents a child healing through the thing he loves, or a family moving faster than a grieving child should be asked to move, is not something this video is going to answer for you. If you've followed NASCAR long enough to have your own read on this, that's exactly the kind of perspective worth putting in the comments. Was this resilience, or was this a family that hasn't had the chance to stop long enough to actually grieve? Tell me which side of this you're on. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next, so make sure you're subscribed before you go. And before you close this out, take 10 seconds to like the video, drop a comment with your take, and share it with someone who follows NASCAR closely. We're closing in on 500 subscribers on NASCAR Voltage, and getting there depends entirely on people like you choosing to stick around.